wrote this down. In the moment, I wrote this down. Abide, dash. To abide is to seek and rest in God's presence, leading to fill up, to overflow into souls. To abide is to serve when in good times or bad. We choose to serve one another. To abide is to choose God always and forever. And
yes,
that has been
our motto.
It's like in the back of our mind before every decision we make. It's like, are we putting God in this decision first? Or is this what we're really wanting to do?
Yeah.
And that's like, I talk to Jaidyn all the time. I'm like, we need to make sure like this is not putting us in the front of anything. Because I don't want to be the front of anything. Because if I'm in the front of anything, it's going to go.
Well, welcome back to Humble, where we talk about the real stuff. Listen, I'm so excited to be back with you guys for another episode. And listen, for the first time, like on the podcast, I have not one, but two guests with me today. So this is like historic. I got some creatives in the room, some musicians in the room, people that are using their gifts, their talents to be able not just to have fun with their talents, but to give God the ultimate glory through their talents. So without further ado, I cannot wait to introduce to the Humble community, Jaidyn Schutes and Cooper. Is it Morgan?
Yeah.
Cooper Morgan. Let's go, everybody. Come on. Welcome, guys. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
So excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you guys here. Well, since you guys are new to our community, I have a little bit of I have more context to you. I have a little bit of context to you, but I would love just to jump in with whoever wants to start. Give us a little bit of like your background. Where are you from? You know, maybe a little bit of how you came to know Jesus and how you stepped into the creative space. Like wherever you want to jump in.
Go first.
No, I think ladies should go first. I think ladies should go first. I don't think
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, Jaidyn, kick us off.
Okay.
Kick us off.
I'm Jaidyn, as he said, and I am from the Sherman area. That's where I've grown up. As far as my relationship with the Lord, it's kind of been a lot on my own. My family has always grown up Christian, but they've never pushed anything on any of us. And so I grew up in a Baptist church in middle school and some of high school. And then I actually was not going for like my last 2 years of high school. I kind of just stayed to myself and kept my relationship private because in my area, there's not a lot of people that show their faith. And so it's kind of like, wasn't the cool thing to do. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep it to myself. Still had the relationship, but definitely was not just flaunting it and showing it to everybody like I knew I should have. And then fresh out of high school, I just started searching for churches, and I actually came down to the McKinney area and found Life Church with Antoine. And I was going there for about 2 months and joined their worship team. Literally have never done anything with singing, never done anything with worship. I was just like, hey, the Lord put this on my heart, so we're going to go for it, and it's worked in my favor. And currently, I don't have a church home. I ended up leaving Life Church a few months ago. So I'm searching for a church home now, but I still make sure that I go every Sunday, whether that's just a random church or kind of back to where I was phase 1, I guess. But still making sure I'm getting in the Word and just keeping my eyes on the Lord, because now we've started this ministry and I can't pour into other people if I'm not being poured into. So that's
good.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good. No, I appreciate the backstory. Like you alluded to, you know, you started coming to Life Church, the church I was a part of, for 5 years before I ended up stepping away as well. The Lord called my family and I out. But I remember meeting you, and one of our first conversations, you were like, hey, I have a passion for youth ministry, and I also have a passion for music, but I don't know what that really looks like. And I'm like, there's a spot for you here. And so through that, you kind of became like a little sister to me, of someone I'm like, man, if there's any, you know, just a little bit of tiny amount of wisdom that I can give to you. I want to give it all to you as it relates to growing in your voice, because for a long time, people didn't really know how to coach me in my voice. And so I had a couple people that eventually would, but I'm like, if I could save my friends that I'm helping out and developing years and years and years of that, I want to do that. So you were definitely a part of that for me, of like people, I'm like, I want to help get you there and save you like 15 years of struggling with your voice and how to find it and all that kind of stuff, all the technical stuff. So anyway, it's been a joy. And even though, here's what I love, even though we haven't really talked in like a year and a half, 2 years, that we could be in the same room again. And it's like we're picking up right where we left off.
Exactly.
So like, I love what the Lord does with the kingdom. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, Cooper, give us some context to you, and maybe if you want, context to how you and Jaidyn met too. I think that'd be cool for us to kind of know how you guys got connected together
for
too.
Sure. So I was born and raised in a Pentecostal church in Sherman called Faith Church, and it's still my home church.
Come on.
And so I've kind of gotten it all, seen it all. Like I've been in it all. I feel like the high points, the low points. I mean, it's all kind of always known, just super loud. Which is great. I love it. And then I've always been a drummer. So like 2 years old, my dad plays the bass, and I would go up during our practices, and my dad would always tell me, like, before I get on the drums, like if the drummer wasn't there, it's like little Cooper's like going to come up, and like, he always tell me, he's like, play really quietly, okay? Don't play loud. I'm like, I don't know how to play the drums quietly. How do you do that?
Right.
And so, but no, from the very beginning, it's like, it's always been drums. I just always had a passion for rhythm. And so doing that all the way till about 9 years old, I get enrolled in some piano lessons with one of my dad's friends, and he's like he goes on gigs and he plays piano all over his place, like all over Sherman. That's where I'm from. Sorry, I didn't even say that.
You're good.
Yeah, he does piano and taught me all these like blues scales that I didn't really know much about at the time, and like I didn't know why I was learning them, but he did it and I picked it up pretty easily. And then like as soon as I stopped with him was right when I went into 6th grade, and that's when I was put in the band and percussion.
Okay. Cool.
Now there's a story behind like why I chose percussion. I was actually not going to choose percussion. Like I thought like I knew enough about the drums and everything like that. I actually wanted to do the saxophone. I wanted to play the saxophone.
Bro, I play saxophone.
Oh, bro.
Yes. Oh, okay. We're brothers already.
Okay.
Let's go.
So I was like, I wanted to do the saxophone so bad. And my mom and dad were just like, no, like you've always been a drummer.
Sure.
Like do drums and you'll like it. And sure enough, I listened to them, and my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade year, I qualified like top 5 in the region of the state of Texas, like all 3 years.
Wow.
And mind you, like each year, like, so 6th grade, you compete against 7th graders. 7th graders compete against 8th graders. It's like all the way from like 8th to 9th, you get the gist. But yeah, did that. And then 9th grade, I wasn't really for a marching band. That wasn't really kind of like my people, I guess. And so I was just like, this is where we draw the line. I'm just going to keep playing at my church. But everything I had learned in those 3 years put me like at a better spot where I am now, because we did these things called like scale test for, so not only percussion is just like snare and the bass and the toms and all that stuff. It's also the marimba, the vibraphone. You have to learn your way through those things. And if we didn't get a scale right, it would be every Friday. If we didn't get a scale right, it'd be like a 0 or something, mark off or something like that. But you wanted to get these right. And so I tried my best all the time. I practiced the scales all the time. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm even doing this. And now I look back, playing piano and being an MD for Abide, it's just like all these things are like just work so well, and I'm able to just flow so much easier now that I know skills that I learned was that almost 10 years ago now.
Yep.
But yeah, did that. I'm throughout high school, still the same church. And then high school, I kind of get in the mindset of being a high schooler. I just don't really, I'm not very loud about my faith. Kind of more on the, like, people just kind of know, like, oh, he goes to church. He's a church boy. Like, people kind of know that about me. But it's not something that I'm promoting as much as I do now. And that's like my one thing I still have a few like cousins that are still in high school or friends that are still in high school and that go to church with me. I'm just like, don't be afraid of like telling your testimony. Like, don't be afraid of telling people who are like what God has like really brought you through, like what he has like made you overcome to like get to where you are, and like that might be the smallest thing ever, but I'm just like, the fact that you can even mention God in a conversation to somebody at your age is something very huge. And so but no, now, so catching back up to now, I graduate, I go to UNT for a semester, and then after that I realized I wanted to be completely online. And I also do media, and I'm on my path is selling health and life insurance right now.
Okay.
And so it can get pretty overwhelming sometimes.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden it's like, here's Abide. And you think, oh, Abide would just add so much more stress. I'm like, this is actually one of the easiest like worship groups I've ever, been a part of. Everything is just like, it's so perfect that I'm just like, I can't say it's not from God. Like, I'm just like, everything from the way that all the team and Jaidyn and I, we've all met, to like the way that our venue was chosen. Like, I believe like there's a huge testimony in how the venue and where we perform, or not perform, but where we have our like Abide nights.
Yeah.
So, well, besides that, Jaidyn and I met. I'm like trying to go in order.
You're fine. No, you're fine. I'm with you.
Okay. But Jaidyn and I met. So she knows Zach Burkhead. He is our drummer. And then there's two others named Samantha and Zach, and they are married. And they are also singers and an acoustic guitar player. They are all great. And Jaidyn and I and all of the crew, we all met. Literally, I don't know.
I made a Facebook post, and I was just like, because I've had this vision on my heart for like a year and a half, 2 years, when I originally came to Life Church and said I had a passion for it. Because we don't have anything like this in our area. I always had to come down here to go to a young adults worship night, or even just a worship night in general. Yeah.
Like to Dallas.
Yeah. To get a good worship night. That's not performative and like, oh, we have to have an 18-minute set. Like, just letting the Lord do his thing. Yeah. So I made a Facebook group, and I just kind of, or not a group, I made a Facebook post and just kind of put my vision out there. And Zach, he was actually one of my youth leaders in middle school. And he commented, and there is actually like a young adults Bible study group that they all go to. And him, Cooper, and Zach play at that. And so Zach was like, hey, this is something I'm interested in. I'll play, but I also know other people that would be interested. And then Zach and Samantha commented, and they're from Whitesboro. Well, from Sherman, live in Whitesboro.
Got it.
And they were just like, we've been wanting to start something like this forever. We just haven't had the people to start it. And so they messaged me. So then I had coffee with Zach and Sam, and then other Zach. We made a group chat, and he was like, hey, I have the perfect person to play keys. Because I was like, hey, we need this, and this. Do y'all know anybody? And he was like, I have the perfect person.
Jaidyn wasn't messing around. Here's what I need.
this.
It was crazy.
So then he reached out to Cooper, and Cooper was like, and then it just...
Let's go.
Down from there. I mean, but I haven't really spoken to anybody about this in Abide yet. But so when you texted Zach, or when you got in contact with Zach, I was actually like maybe 4 hours right before you did that. Like, I was with him. We played at a church service that morning. And so I left him, and then he texted me. He was like, hey, how would you feel about joining this group? And I literally had the plan of every Friday night I wanted to host worship nights at my house.
Stop it.
And like, people, you might be saying I'm lying, and you might be saying I'm not true, but you can ask my people at my house. Like, I really, because we just renovated our house, and we have like a really big back porch that could easily and I was gonna call it back porch worship, and I was like, had this whole plan of like when I wanted to do it on Friday nights,
Mhm,
like when
mhm.
people just have plans to like do something that's really not that good, and
Mhm.
you're like, oh, let's just go and chill and like
Mhm.
do some worship. Like I think that would be so great.
Mhm.
But then it just all of a sudden just God went away from like not even my memory, but just like I just felt like everything else just started adding on top of it. It's just like I don't even know if I'll be able to do this because like I'm the only one that's going to be leading it.
Mhm.
But as soon as like that happened, Jaden was like, "Oh, we need your help. Like we need your help here to start this thing up." And um, I'm fortunate enough to know the keys and stuff, and I don't really get the opportunity to play at my church, and so
Got you.
I was like, yeah, like let's do it.
Wow.
And so
Yeah. So none of us really knew each other before
Wow.
and then we've only known each other for like
this.
maybe
2 months.
2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're tight.
It is funny how when you think about any, whether it's secular or Christian, but just any like movement that's happened, any group that we love, like any famous band or group that you love, it's like when you peel back the layers of origin stories, it's a lot like that where it's like, yeah, we were just kind of a bunch of people doing our thing. We all got kind of put in a group together, whether it's like a actual group or like a group chat or something like that. And I know this person, they knew that person, but those people actually know each other. It's funny how, and especially in this context, the Lord orchestrated this interaction to be able to produce what you guys are doing. Like I just think about all of the things that the Lord moved out of the way and put in y'all's path to be able to meet each other. Like that to me alone is crazy enough. And the fact that you've only known each other for a couple months and you guys are doing these events, which we'll get into in here in just a second. But I think just for me, I'm taken aback just hearing y'all talk about that because the way the Lord had to orchestrate y'all's lives even to be able to have context to each other, to have availability to do this is amazing in and of itself. Like it's crazy.
It's really wild. I mean, when people ask me about it, it's just like you're just witnessing like right on the spot. I'm like literally like we had no plan for this. It was just like God put everybody in like I don't even think Zach Burkhead commented on your Facebook post. He just texted, he just texted you straight up. And
I love it.
hey, man, Zach is one of those people. He's always willing to find the right people, and he's always willing to help. I believe
everybody that he finds is great.
And not only just Zach, but the people that God had put in like our way are the most helpful people, the kindest people, the most giving people. We've had coffee shops reach out that just want to just go and serve coffee for free at our event.
Wow.
And it's just like you don't get that anywhere else.
No.
And so I think it's so great. But I kind of want to tell them the story about how our event venue or where we do it. So
bro, do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically we had wanted to, so she went to this church called Parkside Church and we knew some people, and that's in Denison, Texas. And we went in there and we thought we found like the perfect room.
They gave us like 5 different rooms. They're like, you can do it here, 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 or here. And they have a sound system in every single room.
Wow.
And like,
like
this isn't like, isn't like the bottom of the line sound system. This is like, we could have had in-ears first time doing this thing.
Yeah.
And I promise you, the room is like maybe just like 4 of these rooms in one room. So it wasn't the biggest room, but it would definitely make like the first time super crowded.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, literally within the same day, they had texted or something. Zach had told me that there was some problems that they didn't know with scheduling wise. And we told them that we wanted to kind of have like, people talk and preach and kind of just share their testimonies and stuff like that. And I don't know if they were like the hugest fans on it.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
So the scheduling was an issue. The person that was supposed to be there wasn't going to be available to be there.
Yeah.
And he was willing to just let us come and use his space without him being there. But then when he proposed it to the staff, they were just kind of like, well, we'd really love for somebody to be there.
Yeah.
Just so that we can see what's being taught and making sure it doesn't go against our church and all of that. So, and then it was just really hard to find a date that
Yeah.
like we wouldn't have even had our first one if we would have went with that venue.
Right.
Like we
Yeah.
would just now be preparing to have our first one because they were thinking like the end of June.
Makes sense.
And we were like, no, like we're
We
ready
need
to
it
start
now,
this
yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
we want one every single month.
Yeah.
So
So that unfortunately did not work out. But I just, in the back of my head, I'm thinking I have a buddy who, well, he doesn't live there anymore. He's grown out of his place, but he used to live on this ranch called Willowwood Ranch. It's in Bells, Texas. It's a giant ranch. It's 500 acres,
Come on.
and they have a chapel and event center. It's a wedding venue. And so, like, you don't even ever think wedding venue for a worship night.
mhm.
And I've done a worship set in the chapel there. And so, like, I had automatically started just thinking, like, I know this family really, really well, and they're always going to be supportive of like what we do. And also another big thing is like, if we use this space so much, they're not going to start charging us an arm and a leg for like what we're doing. And obviously we wouldn't have a problem. Like, you know, if something did come up like that, obviously the Lord will provide a way.
Mhm.
But I call her Mama T. Her name is Tracy.
Come on. Mama T.
Mama T.
Shout out Mama T if you're watching right now.
I call Mama T. I'm like, hey Mama T, I have this idea. And she's like, all right, let me know. And so I tell her, I was like, we have this worship group and we need an event venue for it. And I think your wedding venue would be so great. And I want to ask your opinions on it. And I basically give her like the whole logistics of like what we're trying to do on the phone call. And she's like, that sounds so great. Like, that is so awesome. Like, I am so for that.
Come on.
And she was like, we're always trying to promote ministry, worship events, all this other stuff. She was like, at Willowwood, we're always trying to promote that kind of stuff. And so I was like, well, let's get everybody together and let's come and we'll all meet Mama T. And we all did. Well, I think we did.
Mhm.
Most of us
Yeah.
did.
It just so happened I actually graduated with her son.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these connections. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
we get there and the room is too big. It's too big. I'm like, we need to take this room and cut this room in half.
Sure.
And
sure.
so we did. And it worked out perfect where it's already an event venue. So she had drapes we could put in the middle of the room and basically split the entire room in half.
Cool.
And it's still so big that even if we doubled in size in the same, like with the same size of room, it would
Still be big enough.
still be big enough.
So
Yeah.
like, we have
And
so
so-
much space to grow.
Yeah, it's like we were given, so much like room to be basically prepared for, because no telling where this room goes.
Mhm.
But she was more than happy to like let us use this, and
Wow.
it's not like for free, but it is what we were looking for.
Yeah.
It was 100%
Yeah.
what we were looking for.
Woof.
And so,
Yeah.
and not only that, she was willing. So they have sound system for all their events and stuff like that.
Mhm.
She was willing to move all of her sound system from a separate barn to the actual event center just for us, because we would be using it so frequently.
Mhm.
And every time we go there, we're allowed to have practices there. We're allowed to have photo shoots there. We
That's where
practice.
we had our t-shirt photo shoot.
Yeah.
It's at the venue.
Ah, I saw that.
Which
Yeah.
t-shirts dropped today, by the way.
That's incredible.
But they have a chapel with the most beautiful piano, and it like has amazing acoustics, and we just go in there and just basically just have like another worship night as our practice.
Wow.
And it's great. I mean, it is so awesome, but I'm super excited to see like how much that room expands slowly.
Mhm.
And even when it does expand, like there's space for us to move outside.
Oh yeah.
As for our first venue,
Yeah.
would have just been a parking lot on a highway.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is 500 acres. We can definitely find a spot outside
Yeah.
if we need
No,
to.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that. There's so much with what you guys are saying that I'm like pew 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 pew. But man, okay. First of all, How cool is it? And this literally just, I don't think I've ever said something like this out loud before. How cool is it that while the first venue could have worked, the Lord orchestrated a wedding venue for his bride to commune with him? Like, my mind is blown, like, just at the imagery of that, of like, how cool is that, like, analogy of like, this is what the Lord wants for us. And you guys are facilitating that. You guys are facilitating an atmosphere where the bride of Christ can commune together and commune with him. And so how cool is it that the literal venue is that? And just from like a tactical, practical, all the things you were saying, it's like you guys have room to morph and shift that thing however you need it to be able, as you grow, as you expand, as like all the things, you're able to make it fit what you need it to fit. And I think obviously this is the perfect venue for that. But also, like, and I just, for anybody that's listening, you want to start something, you feel like the Lord's putting something in your heart, like, do not despise humble beginnings. Like, this is really what this reminds me of, because when the Lord has called you to do something, he will make a way. And what I'm hearing in y'all's stories, I'm not saying it hasn't been hard. I'm not saying you haven't had to plan and strategize. Obviously, you guys have had to do that. You've had to practice. You've had to make sure, like, the sets are good. And, hey, do we vibe well together? Like, all the music things. But outside of that, it doesn't sound like you guys have had to strive to make this happen, which means this is really the Holy Spirit's leading. And I think that's how you could tell the difference between I'm a creative that just wants to do something versus, no, the Lord has divinely orchestrated this to happen.
Yeah.
So that to me is just awesome. So, okay, you said something that I'm gonna dive us into to talk about abide. But for anybody that's listening, you're like, they said Sherman, they said, you said Dallas. And if you're not from this area, like, if you use the blanket term DFW, like, DFW is big. We know this. Yeah. These guys are from Sherman specifically, which there's a lot of multiple cities and towns within DFW. And you guys are from Sherman. And the reason why I highlight that is because while you would think Sherman and Dallas are not that far from one another, it's far enough to where you could stay in your own little circle, in your own little bubble of life. Yeah. And even something like this, like, you're looking for a specific niche, young adults event, venue, atmosphere, but you got to drive 30, 45 minutes to do that. And I'm not saying it's bad, but just for you to be like, I want to bring something up this way, something in this area. So people, they can do that if the Lord puts that upon them, but they don't have to. Yeah. And to use like a weird example, it's like, Burger King and Whataburger and Chick-fil-A can all coexist, and that's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be like, well, that young adult event versus it's like, no, we're all trying to reach the kingdom together. So why the name, Jaidyn, Abide? What does that mean to you? Yeah. What did the Lord put on your heart when you're like, it has to be Abide? And then from that, the vision for the whole thing.
Yeah. So we actually picked Encounter to be the name at first. And so then we went to...
I love that one.
We went to Parkside, and their youth was actually called Encounter.
Okay.
So we were like, okay, that might be a little... We were like, that might be a little confusing.
Yeah.
And we would probably have sixth graders showing up.
Listen.
So we were like, okay.
You're like, that ain't the vibe.
But Encounter was just the conversation between me, Zach, and Samantha. So Encounter wasn't Cooper and Zach and me, Zach, and Samantha. So it wasn't all of us. So then we all got together and we were like, okay, what's another? And Abide was actually on my list right under Encounter. And Cooper was like, Abide. Because I was like, I want it to be something that's like meaningful, of like just sitting and resting in his presence. And he was like, well, what are some synonyms? And I was like, so I Googled, I was like, synonyms for resting. And Abide came up. And I was like, okay, well, that was already on my list to begin with. So what do we think about that? And then Cooper kind of just started like, to abide means to
follow it. Yeah. I mean,
going.
Dude, we were sitting in the foyer at Parkside, and it was just me. Zach had to leave early for a flight, but like on the phone, like he was so for it. And as soon as we came up with the name, I called Zach and basically reiterated what the name means. So, like, I mean, I was just talking. I'm like, abide's not only to it's not only to follow, but it's also worship, and it's to abide yourself to like the rules and the standards of what God has for you. But also abiding is resting, and it's just finding that resting place in worship. And so I kind of looked it up, and I have it on my phone. Like, what I wrote it down in the moment. I wrote it down what it means to abide, and I'm gonna read it off right quickly. Abide. Let's see here. Sorry, this might take a little bit.
You're fine.
Okay. I wrote this down. In the moment, I wrote this down. Abide, dash. To abide is to seek and rest in God's presence, leading to fill up, to overflow into souls. To abide is to serve when in good times or bad. We choose to serve one another. To abide is to choose God always and forever. And
yes,
that has been
our motto.
It's like in the back of our mind before every decision we make. It's like, are we putting God in this decision first? Or is this what we're really wanting to do?
Yeah.
And that's like, I talk to Jaidyn all the time. I'm like, we need to make sure like this is not putting us in the front of anything, because I don't want to be the front of anything, because if I'm in the front of anything, it's going to go.
Yeah, and that's how I am. Like, I had this vision, but like I want people to ask the question of who even started this thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't want, like, if you go to our Instagram, I don't want my face.
Sure.
Of like,
yeah.
like I don't want to boast the fact that this was the vision that God gave me. Like, it's just as much for everybody else as it is for me. Yeah, and I think we were also, because he said to overflow, we were also going to call it overflow. But then he put that together, and encounter is like, yes, you can encounter the Lord, but to abide is to sit in that encounter.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
it's good.
Abide covered all of it.
Some nuance.
Yeah.
Some nuance. That was needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, that was my vision for it all, was like, I just want a place where people who maybe, like personally, I've just experienced like going into a church and feeling like a lot of it is performative and scripted, or not necessarily being able to, if the Lord is moving, they're more worried about like, oh, I have to stay on my time.
Sure. Yeah.
And I can't go to this place that the Lord's putting on my heart because I'm going to go over time.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, I went to this and I was like, it could be 4 hours long. It could be 1 hour long. It could be 6 hours long.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
However long it needs to be is how it's going to be. And kind of just like nitpicky things. It was like everybody, their way of worship just aligned. Because personally, my way is like, I don't have to fill every space when I'm leading worship.
Yeah.
Like if there's a big interlude in a song, I can just sit and abide in the presence.
Oof.
And instead of trying to ad-lib or fill that space.
Right.
Like it's okay to just sit there.
Yeah.
And everyone else leading with us agreed in that. So it's kind of like our first night, we had a lot of moments where we just sat.
I love
but
it.
it was the most powerful silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a loud silence.
Yeah.
It's a really loud silence.
For sure.
In the word overflow, like I always think of like one pastor had made this reference where he had like a cup of just like dirty water. And I don't know, y'all probably have seen this, but the guy, he basically takes the hose, puts it in the dirty water, and then the water just all of a sudden just starts rejuvenating and recleaning itself. And I'm just like, that's what we want, but we don't want just them being clean to like the very top and like that's it. Like we want them to be like overly clean. Like we want them to leave and have so much that it just flows off of them. Like people know like what they've been through.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the goal behind abide, is like we don't only want to abide, but we want to abide so much that we just overflow into other people's lives. And
so good.
And then through that, other people flow into, it's a whole domino effect. And
it's
so,
like, even so much to like, we put so much thought into the setup of it. Like,
which I love.
Yeah. Our first venue was a stage. And I was like, I don't want a stage. Like, I don't want us to be the center of attention. I
Yeah.
literally want to be able to reach out, and if I need to pray over a person that came, like I can
Yeah.
just reach out. Like I don't have to put my mic up and then
Yeah.
tumble down some stairs
Yeah.
and then go
Yeah.
get to them. Like I just want to be able to reach out and they be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they feel like they're literally standing right next to us
Yeah.
instead of it being a performance. Like,
Right.
That's been probably our biggest thing is like, we don't want this to feel like a performance.
Right.
And even bringing like special guests in, like we've been trying to be so nonchalant about that, even though we want to tell everybody and we're so excited because it's going to be great. We're like, and he even knows the vision behind it as well because it's something that we've conversated about before even starting it.
Yeah.
So like bringing him in, he knows the vision and the heart behind it.
Yeah.
So it's like he knows he's not coming to do a performance.
Yeah. Right. Right.
So that's just kind of been like our biggest thing is not making it a performance and literally just like our set list. I think we stayed pretty on our set list, but there was a lot of moments where we just went off of.
Oh, we
ourselves.
played 5 different songs that weren't on the set list last time.
Like
Come on.
So
it's
I mean,
just-
it's not a performance.
Yeah.
No, I love that. You guys are talking about, I want to jump into this river for a second because I think this is important. And I don't think a lot of people have this conversation, especially with creatives like you guys. I feel like either it's one-sided or it's not talked about at all. So I'll preface this by saying I am a local church pastor.
Yeah.
Like our community knows that, like, you know that, like, so I get to be a campus pastor at the church that I'm at. And like, I love being a local church pastor. The local church is the hope of the world. We need the church.
Yeah.
We need the ecclesia. We need that mechanism that the Lord has been using since the book of Acts to be able to reach people like never before.
Yeah.
And we also need things outside of that mechanism of a Sunday morning to help reach those that maybe would not come.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes, and I know you guys are not saying this, but I think sometimes there's this competition of like, do we want something more like an abide night to reach Jesus or to reach people for Jesus? Or do we want something more like a Sunday morning to reach people for
Yeah.
Jesus? And it's like, why does it have to be either or? Why can't it be both?
Yeah.
Because what I believe, and you guys correct me, but I believe an abide night can push somebody to find a local church.
Oh yeah.
Like I believe if they
100%,
encounter the
yeah.
We and they talk to you guys and like, where do I go from here? It's like, get connected somewhere.
Yeah.
So those things don't have to be in competition,
No, yeah.
but also we should not put an expectation on an abide night to look like a Sunday morning. And we shouldn't vice versa either. We should not expect a Sunday morning to feel like an abide night.
Yeah.
It's like, no, go to that to get what you feel like you need for that specific event for the Lord. Because you're right. There is this tension in a Sunday service or Saturday or whatever you have of like, I want to sit in this moment, but we are on time. We
Yeah.
do got other elements. We want to honor the, multiple services or whatever have you. So we want to honor that. So it's like, same thing with like a podcast. I've talked to my community about this. It's like to expect that this is a sermon. Don't come here for a sermon.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be talking humble when we talk about the real stuff. That's my whole thing with this. We're going to be talking about things that you wouldn't necessarily hear on a Sunday morning from a pulpit.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
This is the forum for that. So we don't need to be in competition. We need both. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys nuancing that because I think it's a conversation we don't really have too often in this community.
It's so wild though, like the young adult space though. Everybody's just so hungry. And
100%.
And people say that all the time, and I'm like, it's so true. Like I'm currently doing creative director for a semi-pro baseball team,
Come
and literally like one of the guys like last night, and literally a girl that I'm working with on the social media team, it's just like I tell them about it, and they're like, "Oh, when is it? Like, when can I go?" And I'm like, well, it's the last Tuesday of every month. And so it's just like people want to hear about it. And when people see that you're not afraid of like your faith and you're not afraid just automatically just start talking about it like right on the spot, they also will open up to that.
Yeah.
And so whether you're on a baseball field, whether you're like in like a stadium or whatever, wherever you're at, it will like, God will interact like right there with both of y'all. And like that's what I'm really trying to push is like me trying to be more open to talk to people about it and telling people like, hey, I'm a worship director or whatever somewhere else. And as soon as I say worship, they're like, oh, where do you go to church? Or like, what else are you doing? You know, it's just like all these other things, topics just open up.
Yeah.
And you're like, I didn't even know. I've just met this person like maybe 5 seconds ago.
Yeah,
And
man.
so I think it's so crazy because growing up, I've never known about the like I've always been just like a Sunday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday, like that was my church service. Like, and now that I'm kind of growing into my person, like my own self as an adult, it's just like seeing all these things that have always kind of been there and like really opening up my eyes to what are you doing to benefit yourself with like your relationship with God, and like are you doing everything you need to do?
Yeah.
Like, are you really trying to do something, or are you just marking it off the list? You
Yeah.
know, and being intentional is another thing we talk about a whole lot. Is you need to make sure you're being intentional with every little thing you do. And I'm talking to Jaidyn, I'm like, the set list, we're going to be very intentional about it.
Yeah.
I look into all the lyrics and make sure the lyrics flow together. I want to have a main message behind our worship, so they'll correlate with whoever's talking that day, and it'll all be just one theme that the Holy Spirit hopefully puts in someone's head.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
But yeah, it's
the Holy Spirit works through the planning as well.
Yeah.
100%.
And I think sometimes it's hard for us worship types to agree with that or even like surrender to that. It's like, no, it's not just the performative aspect or the execution aspect is another way to say that. It's also in the planning. Okay, I want to ask this question because I have two amazing, incredible, Christ-centered, Holy Ghost-filled young adults sitting beside me. And I think a lot of times people will talk about young adults, but they're not a young adult. I'm not a young adult anymore. I've been grieving that for about 7 years now, but it's fine. I'm grieving. I'm not a young adult anymore. No, but I still resonate with like a lot of what you guys are saying and going through. But I've done research. I've talked to different people, blah, 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 blah. But I just want to hear from y'all super raw. Why do you feel like there is such a hunger for the things of God right now within young adults?
Yeah. So kind of go back to high school for me. It was, like I said, the first or the last 2 years of high school, I was not involved in a church. Like people would just, like I was just a normal person.
Yeah.
Like you could look at me or talk to me and you wouldn't know that I was a Christian. Not like just because I wasn't loud about it. But I look back and I'm like, God was intentional about that, because if I would have started worship 8 years ago and started worship in high school, then maybe my heart wouldn't be as on fire as it is being 2 years into it and just hungry to start something.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe my passion would be in a different age group if I didn't technically start my journey as a young adult.
Sure.
So it's kind of like, sometimes it's hard for a young adult to go into a space and you have icebreakers, you have pressure to talk to someone, or you have pressure to like make friends. But for Abide, it's like I wanted to create a community for people that maybe don't like doing those things. Like you can just come by yourself, you can show up, you can encounter the Lord, you can leave.
Got it.
Instead of being like, hey, let's play this game and you have to go talk to every person. Not anything against that, but just creating a space creating a space for that.
Yeah, just something different than that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say real quick. I think with that, like you said, you nuanced it really well where you're like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think anybody listening can pick up on that. Yeah. But I appreciate the caveat, because there's always somebody that's like, so what are you saying? You're saying that's no, nobody's saying that.
Yeah.
However, if everybody's doing that, then what's the alternative?
Yeah.
If I want to encounter Jesus and find community in a way that doesn't look like I have a bunch of things to do to find community. So I love how you nuance that, where it's like you could just come, you could sit, you can abide, you can rest and dip, and there's no pressure. I think it's great.
Because that pressure can pull somebody away.
Yeah.
Well, also, without that pressure, it's just like everybody wants to know each other automatically. It's like you get in the same room with the same Christians, and it's just like, oh, like, where are you from? Oh, I'm from there too. It's just like all these connections to start making, because we're not forcing anybody to come.
Yeah.
We're not forcing anybody to meet each other. It's just like God is just putting these people in line with each other.
So you guys have seen that happen organically through these nights.
Yeah.
Or through your first night.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
Insane. And I think to go back to your question about why the young adults are so hungry.
Yeah.
I'm just like the world is such a cruel place, and I feel like the more cruel it gets, the more hungry the young adults get because we
Yeah.
are the future of the church, and
Facts.
I believe that the Holy Spirit will convict us even heavier as soon as the enemy just starts to stir something up new. It's feel like in our heart we're just like, oh, we need to go to church. Like I feel like I
Mhm.
need to go to church. I need to go like see with
Mhm.
someone. Like it's just like the conviction is so much heavier as a young
Mhm.
adult. And some people just don't know how to deal with that. And so
Mhm.
they go the wrong ways. But that's why I think it's very um we should all be very open to people and talking about
Yeah.
our faith and talking about our testimony.
Yeah.
Because that people like it's on the forefront of people's hearts. They just don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
And it's majority of people.
Mhm.
And so that's what I truly believe is like the world is such a cruel place that people look like some people might have it might look like the only option they have is to go to something that is temporary
Yeah.
or that doesn't really fill their heart with what they need. And so they go to that and they're just like, I'm like, it's just not that one thing that I need.
Mm.
And so I feel like the young adults are so hungry God is literally at the forefront of their heart. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like the imagery of like, you might think you're sinking down into sin, but like really just God's like his hand is like right there. Just you just need to grab it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so I feel like us as young adults, like we have the responsibility to, ask people like, how are you doing? Like what you've been doing lately,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Not
It's
being
incredible.
Yeah, and I think it's
It's
kind of
incredible.
coincidental that like looking at the bigger picture, the Lord made me and you a young adult at the same time.
Yeah.
And he made me and that person a young
Listen.
adult at the same time.
For such a time as
And
this.
we're not young adults together,
Right.
but
Right.
I'm a young adult with this. other
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
looking at the bigger picture,
Yeah.
our generation really is hungry. But let's say our generation was the generation before ours. They weren't as hungry as we are. Not
Right.
in a bad way, but it's just like
No, you're right.
It's all
the Lord
intention.
is intentional
Yeah, it's all
with
intentional.
who he made a young adult at what time.
Well, millennials, speaking from the generation before, millennials, our tension was we wanted church to be cool.
Yeah.
So that was our biggest tension growing up. I remember just being like, so a lot of stuff you see now is our fault. Like I was just saying, it's humble when we talk about the real stuff. Like everybody that grew up in church and you're my age or a little bit older, like, this is our fault because we wanted church to not feel boring. We didn't want church to feel like if I'm going to come here to encounter God, I want this to be dope in some kind of way. So that's lights, that's music, that's games, that's whatever. So I think some of the, dare I say, gimmicky stuff, which again is not all bad, but I think some of that came out of the heart of how do we reach at that time, the young adults, my people, how do we reach them? So everybody was like, well, we got to do all this stuff. And so y'all's generation comes and goes, we don't actually care about any of that. And so I think, but it sounds funny, but I think there's the bottom line here is like, we've got to be intentional about reaching the generation that God has for us now and not try to project what we want. And so the reason why I asked that question very humbly is because I can make a lot of assumptions, but you guys are in it. You guys are leading it. And so like, as someone who gets to be a little bit more removed, I'm like, instead of being mad at those Gen Zers or whatever, it's like, how can I partner with you to see what the Lord wants to do through your generation? Because like you said, man, the church needs you. You guys are the leaders of the church of now. And so how can I partner with you to one, be like, hey, I tried that, don't do it. Or, hey, that's awesome, keep going. And how can I come alongside you guys to make your dream happen?
We need the older generation. I feel like that's the biggest thing right now is like some of the older generation like will think like, oh, you're just kids. Like, oh, you don't like you don't have as strong as a voice.
Where they want to be so technical.
Yeah, and they want to basically, some people might think they want to come in and like think they know so much and they want to, change everything instead of supporting it.
Yeah.
And because if they support it, we're open ears to like what they have.
We've been lucky enough that we haven't really had
yeah.
anyone older come in and be like, what you're doing is wrong. Maybe you should do this instead.
It was the craziest thing. Like Dude, our volunteers are so great. Like they're
insane.
They're so great. First of all, besides like what I'm about to tell you, after we got done with the first Abide night, I was talking with some of the visitors and I didn't even realize it, but like all of our stuff was already taken down and we spent like 2 hours setting up.
Wow.
And so I was like, guys, like you didn't have the duty of this. Like, we were going to stay here afterwards, but,
Wow.
they did all that. And
Without it being asked, or like I had an agenda for setup, but
they just
teardown went completely over my head.
yeah.
And then we were obviously having conversation with people that came and just.
But it's like
Yeah.
the kind of people that God had put to be a volunteer here. We were rehearsing, and like as we were rehearsing, like we had a whole set planned just for our volunteers to like just sit down and just like worship like as a set for just them, and they were setting up and they were worshiping at the same time.
And
Like
we were so time crunched that we didn't even get to do our volunteer set that we wanted to, but we still had to do a sound check.
Yeah.
But our sound check was that worship set.
like
Cool.
I don't know the guys. I can't remember the guy's name, but I didn't even realize this till like after we were done rehearsing. But there was a guy like while we were rehearsing, like just walking around our building, just
Outside.
praying.
Yeah,
he was just
praying
walking
over
around praying, and I'm like, it's something like that would just be like, you have people here that are so supportive, and it's just like we have everything to give, and this is something we need to take very seriously.
And kind of, you mentioned the coffee shop. I want to talk about that a little bit. So they actually go to Life Church McKinney.
Okay.
And they live in Denison, which is where I live, which is I've never met anybody that goes to Life Church McKinney and lives in Denison, just because it's kind of a trip. But
I think I know who you're talking about.
They opened up a coffee shop.
You have to tell me after this.
Yeah. They opened up a coffee shop in Denison inside of a cookie shop. And they are very new in their faith. They recently went on a mission trip to Guatemala, which is where coffee beans are made. And so they are donations only. Like, you don't go pay $7 for your coffee.
Yeah.
You pay nothing, or you can just donate.
Yeah.
They give those donations back to Guatemala for water.
Wow.
Because they get their coffee beans from Guatemala, so they're giving back to take water. And so I had originally reached out to them because I loved the story, first of all, and I knew that they were Christian based.
Yeah.
And I kind of just told them the vision. I was like, hey, we would love to have you, like, not even asking in a donation. Like, we wanted to pay them to come out.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'd actually love to just come out every single month and do 2 hours of free coffee. Just because, like, we love what you're doing. And like, they hopped right in our volunteer huddle. They prayed over everything. They were worshiping with us. Like,
and it was the greatest coffee ever. It was actually
come on now, Jesus and coffee, you can't go wrong.
It was really
it's like
good.
Even though it was coffee at 7 p.m., like.
I'm that guy though. A lot of people are like, you're crazy. I'm like, I'll drink coffee at 7 p.m. I will. So
it was really good
but it's
coffee.
just like, it's so crazy how the Lord has placed little bitty pieces just like that into the night.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
we could have
incredible.
we could have had 7 Brew come out, but they wouldn't have been faith-based. Or we could have had Starbucks come out, and they wouldn't have been faith-based.
Right.
But no, we had Rose Claire Coffee, and they're Christians, and they're praying over the night.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. That's
not even just them.
Like, just a stranger coming in, and we're in a big huddle with 30 other people, and they have the courage to
the first thing
popcorn prayer.
Not even, dude, I'm telling you, all these people that are literally like, we could go down the entire list of people, and like, I promise you, like, all of them are praying for it. But like, it's not even just the people who are praying for it. It's the people who are telling you that you're praying for it. Yeah. Like, our photographer walked in, and the first thing she said, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I've been praying this entire car ride." I'm like,
"Oh, that's awesome."
And I'm like, it's just people. We've never met these people before. Yeah. Like, I mean, maybe
like, our first Abide night was our first time meeting
all these
majority
people.
Of these volunteers.
And it was just like, we knew them like right off the bat. It was so wild.
Yeah.
Not wild in a good way.
I know what you're saying. No, it is wild.
Yeah.
It's extremely wild that a bunch of people who would otherwise be disconnected are connected in a vision like this. That is wild, bro. But that's what the Lord does.
Dude.
You look, the whole narrative of Scripture is a bunch of stuff like that. We're like, how did that even make sense? And the Lord will, even in our mess, even in our brokenness, even in us being disconnected, will find a way to bring us together. And to me, what I hear is a couple things. One, whatever the Lord wants to get into the earth, he will get into the earth, number one. Number two, if there's people that are willing and obedient, that are open, and they're vessels that are willing to be filled with him, he will use those people. And number three, you can't stop a move of God.
Yeah.
You just can't. Like, again, if God wants it to happen, he's going to make it happen. And he's going to bring the people, the resources, maybe that come out of nowhere. He's going to bring the provision. Like this tells me this is truly God wanting this to happen and not just Jaidyn and Cooper's amazing ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm super proud of you guys for jumping into this, for taking a risk on something, for believing in something. Because there are a lot of, here's what I'd say too, there's probably a lot of people like you that maybe feel a certain similar way. And maybe the Lord's asked them to start it, but they weren't obedient to start it. But you guys were. And so here we are, and here you are, jumping into something that so many people need. Because I think with the young adult conversation too, I think the other part that you guys have kind of alluded to, but it's like people are hungry for something real.
Yeah.
Right. It's not this fabricated, like, let me try to like make something up so that way it presents itself as real. No, something actually real.
Yeah.
That we just come here. The Lord is here. Take what you need because he's available and he's the hope that you need. Yeah. He's the answer that you've been looking for. And so you guys are cultivating that. And I think it's special. So, okay, real quick, as we kind of wrap up our time here, if people come, say they're like, I want to come to an Abide night, what can they expect at an Abide night if they come through?
Really just like you walk in the doors and from the moment your tires hit the parking lot, there's someone, hey, welcome in. Hey, welcome in.
It's like people like jump at your window.
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
Just jumping out at you.
Come on, welcome team.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Love it.
The
Love
best. But I think just as soon as they walk in and they see the minimalism of the setup, they're automatically just like, okay, this is going to be powerful without a lot of extra.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we had snacks, but those snacks were barely touched. Like everybody just wanted to be in the worship.
Yeah.
And it's like we had people asking for a moment to like an intermission because they're like, we didn't want to walk away to go use the bathroom or go get coffee or go grab a snack. So it's like, I think that just speaks a lot of volumes as to what everybody received when they came to that night. Like normally you wouldn't have a problem stepping away from a church service.
Yeah.
Like most of the time when message comes on, people are getting up and
leaving.
Okay, worship's over. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah, especially
grab a snack.
depending on the denomination. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's like
For sure.
the fact that people came to us and they were like, I need you to have like a 5-minute break, a 5-minute downtime to where we can go use the bathroom because we don't want to leave.
We did not recommend this at all. Like we were literally going to do the same thing. I am one of those people to be like, look, tell me your brutally honest opinion. Like I don't want anything but the truth. Like you can hurt my feelings if you want to hurt, like all that stuff. But like I feel like as a team, we are learning how to be completely open ears to like what people want and like what are people really truly needing. And that might not be what we want to do. And I'm just like, there's some things that we had to implement that we didn't have the first time that will, make people feel more comfortable and enjoy the time a little bit more better or better.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
We're following.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But I mean, yeah, it's just things like that. I mean, walking in, we have a little welcome team. And they'll, you'll meet every single one of them.
Yeah,
all of them will try to come up to you and give you a hug.
Yeah.
And, what's your name? Like, where you from? Like, we'll do all that stuff. But as soon as you walk in, we have music playing. The atmosphere is good. Vibes are high. I mean, you might be the first one to walk in, and there's not really many people in there. But we'll find you someone to talk to. Like all of us worship leaders, we all talk to everybody. We don't just go and hide ourselves. We're out front. We're greeting people. We're just like everybody's one team.
We even started, I think, like 25 minutes later than we were supposed to start at 7.
Just
because
we were
like
just
7:25, just because we wanted to be out there.
Yeah,
and
you're
wanted
with
to
the
meet
people.
Everybody, and you were just chatting it up, which I think is kind of just like
what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. Like that's the whole intention behind the night.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if that's what the night's designed for, then it lends itself to that organically, which I think is great. Which again, I think sometimes people are like, well, it needs to look like this. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to look like anything. And if you felt like that was more valuable for your time to start 25 minutes later, then I'm trusting the Lord to work through that. And but I love that you guys have the freedom to do that. I think it's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, It's really fun too. I really enjoy it. I think
Yeah.
it's just
Like you'd think we would probably be pulling our hair out, stressed out, trying to make it perfect. But
it's like one of those things that
Yeah.
we did like the photo shoot the other day, and I'm just so open ears about everything. I'm like, you have an idea? Let's do it. Like, what are we gonna do to make this idea work? And like, if it's like
Love it.
completely off the rails, that is totally impossible, I'd probably just be like, we can find a way to do that, but
Sure.
simpler,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah.
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 But I'm just like, I'm trying to be the most open to everything. And truly, like, if it doesn't feel right, we're not going to do it. But I mean, we have to be open and just try new things and see what really God's trying to do through this. And I think that's the fun part, is just being open and like trying new things. It's like not being original, like, well, original obviously, but like not being like, trying to be like somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just completely original, completely new, and that's what's so fun. I don't find any stress in it or anything like
Yeah,
that.
and there's actually a moment, literally talking about that, at our photo shoot the other day. We were talking with our guest speaker, or our guest worship leader, and he was asking just like the technical things of like in-ears and all of that. And he was like, is there any way we would be able to have a click? And we were like, honestly, we don't know, because we don't really know much about the sound area. And he was like, well, I have a guy that would come out and set it up. We're like, okay. And
Bring
he
'em.
goes, oh, okay, that was easy.
Yeah,
I love
I
how
like
open
it.
y'all are to doing everything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean,
We don't know what's gonna happen.
if you're
just
like-
go.
if you're really strict on who you allow in, that might push people away, and what the Lord is meaning to happen might not happen if you're not open to allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
we also
It's
don't
good.
know who that guy's gonna bring. I don't know who this guy is.
Yep.
So I'm like, what if this guy brings someone who's just truly in need of something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
good.
so
It's also like we're putting 100% of our trust into the Lord, and that He has His hands over, and He'll protect, and He'll bring the right people,
That's
and He won't bring
good.
in a sour apple or anything.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, I think you guys are doing amazing work. And so you've only had one so far, but June 30th
Yes.
is the next one. Super excited for that. I will drop all of your handles and stuff like that for Abide and in the description below as people are watching this. But my prayer is that, if you're 18 to 25, show up, pull up. Like, this is for you. And if you're not in that, like me, then maybe find a way to help out or volunteer or be a part of cultivating this, getting it off the ground. But you've heard from these guys, what the Lord is doing is truly special. It's original. It's not fabricated. It's not trying to look like anything else. It's truly what the Lord wants for this time. And so, guys, as we wrap up, any final thoughts to our community before we end?
Just be there.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
That's our thing, is you got to be there. I mean, we bring your friends, bring the family. I mean, even if you're not, like, if you're your first time there, like, we don't care how old you are, how young you are. I mean, 18 to 25 is the range, but I'm like, if like you want to go. Like, no one's gonna like check your ID when you walk in.
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing that. This is
Woo!
not.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This is not Club Abide. Like, we're not doing that. We're gonna welcome everybody in, and like it's gonna be great. So,
Sorry, Club Abide
Sorry.
is crazy.
no, because like
No, I get it. I
like
get
when
it.
people do these, like, young adults are like, oh, it can only be 18 to 25. Like,
Yeah.
no one's gonna check your
Yeah,
ID. Like,
we're not
they-
carding
Yeah.
people.
No, yeah. And so, yeah, June 30th, Willowwood Ranch in Bells. We want everybody to show up and be there. So
Come on.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, you guys heard it from them. This has been Jaidyn. This is Cooper. Antoine, of course, you know who I am. Super excited for you guys to be a part of this episode. Follow their stuff as you see it in the description right now. What God's doing is truly pivotal. And personally, I believe, and what I want our community to cultivate, is that when we see people, especially creatives in the Christian space, doing amazing things for the Lord, that we want to get behind that in any kind of way possible, whether that's prayer, which we need to do that because prayer is the secret sauce to everything that we do, and it's powerful. And with prayer, maybe there's a tangible way outside of that you can get involved as well. But if the Lord puts that on your heart, even financially to help donate to what they're doing, like, be obedient to that, because we believe in helping people get things off the ground. So thank you guys for being here. Super excited for another episode of Humble. You guys have heard me say it before, but like, share this, add people to our community. I don't say audience on purpose. This really is a community where we are talking about our real journeys as it relates to us growing in Jesus. And if you need someone to come speak for you, lead worship for you, to be a part of advancing the kingdom in your circle, I would love to be a part of that. Just hit me up. I would love to be a part of what God's doing because I want to help people just like these guys. I want to help whatever's in your heart come to life. We're stronger together, guys. So with that, this is Humble, where we talk about the real stuff. Cannot wait to see you for another episode. See you guys later. Peace. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of the Humble Podcast. And here's my prayer, is that something that was shared through the content today resonates with you in a way that changes your life. And I could actually use your help with something. While you're watching this, would you mind subscribing to what we're doing on YouTube? As you do that, that helps other people to be able to see and value what we're doing, just like you do. But also tap that bell icon so you never miss an episode. Next, if you are listening on Spotify and on Apple, leave us a review or comment so that way other people can see what God is doing. And lastly, I would love to invite you into the Patreon community. Simply go to patreon.com/humblepodcast and you could become a patron where you can financially support what we're doing. That gives you access to perks and rewards and like special Q&As and different things like that I'm doing. So that way this community can actually be one where we foster vulnerability and we talk about our real stories and our real journeys with Jesus. Thank you so much for doing that, and I cannot wait to see you next time.